One second you're alone, the next a voice is close enough that you feel it more than you hear it. His tone is confused, hesitant, like he's asking a question he's already asked too many times before. You can't understand what he's saying. The words are muffled, swallowed.
Hello. This will be a story about a church, a haunted church. You might think that in churches there's no way that paranormal activity could occur or demons can't be there. But sometimes the same amount of positive energy that you see at daytime, you can see at nighttime. But this energy is no longer positive. It's something more obscure. So be careful next time you want to go in a church at night, because this might just be a story for some of you, but if you don't have enough respect for it, it might become your next reality. Let's begin with our program, What Crawls in the Nights. Hello, there will be a little bit of story context. So, the church that I go to was built in 1875. Next year, it will be 150 years old, and it feels every bit of its age. It's a large building with 3 levels, but almost all of the activity happens on the top floor, where the sanctuary and offices are. Directly off the sanctuary is a meeting and lunchroom we call the GPR room. The core waits there before services. Committees meet there. And it's a place people are constantly passing through. Except at night, when no one is there. The ghosts don't seem to like crowds. My mother cleans the church, and I often help her, which means we are there late or at odd hours. Just the two of us, or sometimes only me. Most of what I'm about to describe has happened within the last 3 years, and once you notice it, the building never feels empty again. First story, The Whispering Man. There is a man in the GPR room. You never see him, you only hear him, right beside you. Not from across the room, not from behind you. In your ear, there's no warning, no footsteps, no sense of being watched beforehand. One second you're alone, the next a voice is close enough that you feel it more than you hear it. His tone is confused, hesitant, like he's asking a question he's already asked too many times before. You can't understand what he's saying. The words are muffled, swallowed, as if spoken through thick fabric or from underwater. If you don't respond, he'll repeat the question a minute or so later, closer, clearer, in intent, but not in meaning. The only thing that makes him stop is answering him. You have to say, "Sorry, sir, I can't understand you." Then he'll either repeat himself or leave. He only speaks if you're alone in the GPR room. Only once has he spoken when someone else was present, and that made it worse because it meant isolation wasn't the only condition. At least 3 of us, me, my mother, and my sister, have experienced him. I've heard him 4 times now. What unsettles me the most isn't the whisper, it's that he waits for you to answer. Story 2, The Chatty Ladies. Behind the altar, there used to be 2 fancy wooden chairs with green felt seats. When the altar area was renovated, the chairs were moved to a different part of the sanctuary. After that, I started hearing voices. Two women, feminine, polite, familiar in a way I can't really explain. They spoke back and forth, complete conversation with pauses and reactions, laughter, agreement, the soft rhythm of people who had known each other for a really long time. I could never understand the words, but I could tell when one finished speaking and when the other responded. It always came from the area where the chairs had been placed. No footsteps, no movement, just voices, layered into the quiet like they had always belonged there. I was the only one who heard them. The chairs were eventually sold. I haven't heard the woman since. And I don't know if that makes me relieved or uneasy, like something is missing that shouldn't be. And last but not least, the third story, the little girl. There's a little girl in the church. She's no older than 8. She's the only ghost you can actually see. She wears a white dress that, from what I've researched, dates back to the late 1800s or early 1900s. Her hair is curled in tight, Shirley Temple style ringlets. She looks solid, almost alive even. Except her coloring is wrong, like she exists in a grayscale, a black and white photograph moving through the present. She usually plays at the back of the sanctuary. My mother and sister have heard her giggle. My mother once saw the swoosh of her dress as the girl ran past. But last fall, something happened that I can't shake it off. I was alone in the GPR room, practicing music for choir while the pianist played in the sanctuary. I glanced up towards the hallway because I felt movement. She was standing there. The little girl had lifted the sides of her dress so she wouldn't trip, twirling slowly, deliberately, watching the fabric catch the air. She was smiling, pure, unfiltered joy, spinning in time with the music as if she could hear every note. I didn't feel afraid. I felt mesmerized. I smiled back without thinking. Then she looked up. Her eyes met mine, and in the same instant, I fully realized she knew I was watching. She vanished, gone in the blink of an eye, like she had never been there at all. The music kept playing, the hallway was empty, and I was left with the unsettling thought that she hadn't appeared accidentally. She had been dancing for someone. Well guys, that was today's video. Sometimes even the most saint places could have a little bit of mystery or ghosts or whatever those things are. Remember guys, don't ignore the sounds tonight. You've already awakened it. Good night, and don't let the bedbugs bite.